Imagine waking up one day and realizing your money stops ruling your life. Financial independence isn't a dream. It's a plan you can start today and repeat every month. Welcome to episode 119. Today we break down a practical, repeatable plan you can use to manage money, invest smarter, and build wealth without turning your life into a spreadsheet. I call it the Three Pockets Plan. It treats money like water you can channel into three buckets: living, safety, and growth. It's simple, it's repeatable, and it fits real people with real incomes. First, what does financial independence mean in plain language? It means you can cover your essential costs from money you've saved and invested, even if you stop working today. It's about time and choice more than a dream number. Now for a practical approach you can start this week. The three pockets with automatic transfers and a weekly check-in. Pocket 1 is your living fund. This is the money that pays rent, groceries, transit, and your smaller bills. It stays in a simple checking account so you can spend without hunting for receipts or codes. You want this amount to closely match your actual monthly needs, not a guess. If your bills are $1,800 a month, then you set the living fund around that amount, give or take a small cushion. Pocket 2 is your emergency cushion. This fund is for the unexpected, like a car repair or a layoff. You want enough to cover 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. You build it slowly, month by month. Start with a target you can reach in a year or two, and then push toward the upper end as soon as you can. Pocket 3 is your growth fund. This money goes into investments. It compounds over time and is what you tap into when you want true financial independence. The growth fund is for the long view, not for buying things this month. It sits in a simple investing account and grows with minimal fuss. Automate everything. On payday, you set up automatic transfers so money leaves your checking account before you see it. Move a fixed amount to each pocket, enough to cover your living costs, enough to build the emergency cushion, and the rest to invest. The point is to remove the decision every month. Your future self will thank you. How much should you move? Start with a simple, breathable rule. Determine your essential monthly expenses. Multiply by 3 to set a rough emergency target. Then aim to invest as much as you can without wrecking your day-to-day life. A common starting point is to push at least 10 to 20% of take-home pay into investments, and increase over time as you can. If you have higher income or lower fixed costs, push more. If you're starting from debt or a tight spot, grow more slowly and focus on essential living first. That leaves the living fund to cover monthly bills and small splurges. The emergency fund grows gradually until it can handle 3 to 6 months of expenses. The investment fund keeps moving forward, step by step, even when life feels slow. For investing, use a simple, broad approach. Choose low-cost index funds that track the global market. A basic mix could be around 60% to 80% in a global stock index fund and the rest in a broad bond fund. The exact split depends on your comfort with risk and your time horizon. The key is to keep fees very low and to avoid chasing hot stocks or clever but expensive products. You don't need to pick 50 stocks. You don't need to time the market. You press play on a steady plan. Buy and hold, and rebalance only once a year. Rebalancing means selling a bit of what's grown fast and buying more of what hasn't, so your risk stays in line with your goal. Do this once a year, not every month. Let the calendar handle the glide. Here's a practical example to make this concrete. If your essential spending is about $2,000 a month, your emergency fund target is $6,000 to $12,000, depending on how safe you want to feel. On payday, you could set up 3 transfers. One that covers this month's living costs, one that adds a steady trickle toward the emergency fund until you hit $6,000 to $12,000, and a third that goes into investments. As soon as the emergency fund hits your target, switch that monthly transfer to investments instead. The living fund stays steady, paying the bills, while the growth fund keeps growing in the background. Over time, you'll adjust. If you get a raise, you can push more into investments or your emergency fund. If a month is tight, you keep living costs steady and rely on the emergency fund only for real emergencies. The system is designed to stay simple no matter what life throws your way. A weekly habit helps this plan stay alive. Spend 10 to 15 minutes on a Sunday or a quiet moment, just to glance at the numbers. Check that transfers happened, confirm you're not drawing down the emergency cushion too early, and note any big or small changes in your spending. The goal is not to micromanage every day, but to catch leaks before they become habits. This isn't about austerity for life. It's about choosing what gives you freedom. The more you automate, the more you free your mind from money worries. The fewer decisions you need to make every month, the more you can focus on what matters to you outside money. What are common mistakes to avoid? Don't carry high-interest debt while trying to save. If you have such debt, prioritize paying it down or restructuring it before you pile up investments. Don't chase fancy accounts with flashy promises and high fees. The plan's power comes from simplicity and consistency, not from clever product names. And don't assume you must be rich to start. Even small shifts add up over time. If you have a job with a company match for retirement savings, include that in your plan. If you can, contribute at least enough to get the full match. That money is an immediate 100% return in many plans, and that accelerates your path to independence. To put this into motion, here is a compact 7-day starter plan. Day 1, list your essential monthly expenses. Include rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transport, insurance, minimum debt payments, and any other non-discretionary costs. This is your living fund baseline. Day 2, decide your emergency target. Take 3 or 6 months of that living baseline, write it down, and keep it somewhere visible. Day 3, choose your accounts. You want one checking account for daily use, one savings account for emergency funds, and one investment account for growth. Open them if you don't already have them. Day 4, set up automatic transfers. On payday, set 3 transfers, one to cover living costs, one to emergency, and one to investments. If your bank can't automate all 3, set reminders and do it manually for a month while the systems catch up. Day 5, pick your investing approach. Decide on a simple global stock index fund plus a bond fund mix. Keep fees low and your plan boringly steady. Day 6, establish your weekly check-in. Pick a fixed time, 10 to 15 minutes, review last week's spending, confirm transfers, and note any adjustments you'll make next week. Day 7, start talking about your plan with a partner or friend. Explaining it makes it real, and you'll get feedback that can help you stay on track. In this approach, the math isn't magical. It's iterative and practical. The habit is what compounds: consistent saving, steady investing, and a calm, regular review that keeps you moving toward financial independence rather than spinning your wheels. A quick word on why this matters beyond numbers. Financial independence is not only about money, it's about time. It's about having the freedom to say yes to what you value and no to what drains your energy. It's about living with less fear of the future and more control over tomorrow. The 3 Pockets plan is designed to be resilient, forgiving if life gets busy, and scalable as you grow your income or change your life. If you're listening and thinking, this sounds doable but not glamorous, you're right. It's not flashy, it's small, repeatable, and reliable. The real magic is consistency over years, not a dramatic move in a single month. Let me summarize the core steps you can start today. Define your essential monthly expenses and set a concrete target for your emergency fund, 3 to 6 months. Create 3 pockets: a living fund, an emergency fund, and an investing growth fund. Automate transfers on payday so money moves before you see it. For investing, keep it simple: a low-cost global index fund plus a broad bond fund with a plan to rebalance annually. Boost your plan gradually. Use salary increases to add more to investments, not to expand lifestyle first. Schedule a weekly check-in to keep the plan honest and to adjust only when needed. Protect your plan by avoiding high-interest debt and sky-high fees, and by staying away from overly complicated products. This approach is designed to feel honest and human. It expects you to show up more than once in a while and to let time do the heavy lifting. The goal is not a moment of perfection, but a steady process that, month after month, shifts your life toward financial independence. If you found value in this episode, please like this video. It helps others see a simple, actionable path to independence, not a get-rich-quick promise. Subscribe to stay on track with future episodes like this one, where we break down money habits in plain language and practical steps. And tell me in the comments what your target for independence is and what step you're going to start with this week. I'll read as many as I can and respond where I can. Remember, independence isn't about becoming someone else. It's about giving yourself time, choice, and a life that feels steady rather than pressured. Start with the 3 Pockets plan, automate what you can, and check in regularly. Small, consistent actions today build a future that isn't rushed or chaotic, but calm and controllable. Take a breath. Commit to a single action this week and keep going. You don't need perfect speed, you need steady progress. Your future self will thank you for the simple, repeatable rhythm you create now. If you're ready to keep moving, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment with your target expense and your plan to automate 3 transfers this month. See you in the next episode.